The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Jesse Holley, Kurt Daniels, and Nate Newton.
What's going on across the sea? It ain't nothing, but yeah. We don't have a live look at the Tostitos Championship Plaza outside because our camera is still messed up. But you do have a live look at the SWBC studio where your boys is in here doing what we do. Today's high in Dallas, Texas is a beautiful 82 degrees.
Wow.
It's beautiful outside, fellas. But we are here. That is the incomparable Kurt Daniels, the three-time Super Bowl champion, Nate Newton, the below-average Jesse Holley. Chris Beam is in the back holding us down. I don't know where Audio Jazz or Bro Will at, but together we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us when we speak. The gang is back together again.
Yes.
After being away for a while. Nate, you took a week off. You were traveling. Kurt, you took a week off. You were traveling.
Kurt went to Lake Louisville.
Yeah, I know that Lake Louisville looked fantastic.
I was not ready to come back.
Yeah, that Lake Louisville looked absolutely amazing. But we are all here.
You had a good week.
I did. I had a decent week.
Yeah.
Let's hurry up and get to that. Don't be trying to go everywhere else, man. Come on, Chris, get on this dude, man.
No, all right.
I did.
I know. Chris
Before
got
the
on
show
me because I was
started.
supposed to bring it with me. But we finally kicked in the door.
Yes.
Shout out to my Kingdom Collegiate Academy Cougars. We won the basketball 1A state championship last Thursday, defeating Covenant Christian. We won in Waco. This is the first one for KCA.
Mr. Jones, he got you. Over and under who was going to win this championship first.
I got you. Gotcha. No, we had been knocking at the door for a while now. We finally got through. So
cool.
Shout out to Coach Trey Givens, who is the head coach of my team. Shout out to, I got to give
Oh, now it's mine. Last year, it's like, I don't know what they're going to do. Now it's mine.
Shout out to my guy Todd Shelton, because when I took over at KCA and we were kind of doing some things and the coaches were leaving and stuff like that, I reached out to my guy Todd Shelton and he said, I got a guy for you. And he didn't want to give him to me. He said, I got a guy for you. I want to keep him from my staff, but I think this guy will be able to help what you're trying to do. And he gave me the Coach Givens information and I reached out and it's worked. It's worked for us. So shout out to my guy Todd Shelton. I appreciate you, brother, for the recommendation, and it's always good to have good people that you can have in your role that you can trust that can bring it to the table.
So why you ain't got a shirt on,
Because I've been celebrating like all week.
Well, I'm talking about here on this show, man. I mean, wow, the star would have brought it out.
I got you on my shirt.
Yeah. I see you got a fatty wrist.
I got you right there on my shirt.
Yeah, see, I want as fat as you think. Everybody be like, man, I bet you took up the whole huddle. I
Stand
did.
up, Jesse, so the people can see. Look at that. Look at this.
Look at that shirt right
Yeah,
there.
Wow, I wasn't as wide as everybody thought I was.
You
Was
were.
Big Nate Newton.
That's from the heavens right there. If they shot you from the back, they wouldn't have a lens wide enough. They wouldn't have a lens wide enough to hit you from the back.
Don't go there with that.
All right, let's get into this thing. Combine.
Yes.
Got the combine coming up. Well, what's that face for?
I know they have to look at every position, Jesse and Kurt, but there's only one position they should be looking at.
No,
One?
No, we went through this. We went through this last week. The combine starts today. From your perspectives, you, Kurt, you, Nate, I'll even throw mine in there.
No, we don't want yours. We want me and Kurt. That's fine. We don't want yours.
That's fine.
Yeah, we do. Tight end. Yes, we do. Yeah, we do.
Has the combine become watered down? Has it become watered down? Because the combine used to be the kind of, the ish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Prove
Back in the day.
yourself.
Like it was the ish.
Yourself. Yeah.
But now we've kind of moved more into the pro day type situation. Guys elect not to work out, not to throw, not to do drills, maybe just do some of the interviews. A lot of business happens during the combine. General managers talk to general managers, owners, and all that kind of stuff happens at the combine. But have we gotten to a point where the combine is watered down, or does it still provide necessary information for you selecting the players that you want to select?
I don't think it's watered down. I do think it's still necessary, and it gets the information you need. And it's not necessarily what happens on the field, all those measurements and everything. I think it's even more the medical reports they get and the time they have spending interviewing these players is probably more valuable than in some ways than the on-field stuff. Now, so I don't think it's watered down, but I'm not sure it has the same hype as the NFL marketing machine has given it.
Right.
This is a major event now for the NFL. And while it is good for the teams to get this information, it's just one piece of the real work is done in the fall, probably.
Okay. I'm with you 100%. It's more about entertainment now for the TV and for the sponsors and make sure they get out there. But the medical, that is the key. If a guy can say, I ain't going to work out, but you know what? I need to feel you. I need to lay hands on you. So
need that braille.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Braille.
In a big way.
Need that braille on that body. I need
that's
that braille
right.
on that body.
We look at those film, those X-rays, or those. It's a bigger thing they use now when they
the CAT scan, MRIs, and all that kind of stuff.
That is it. That is their braille. And when they we got you. Yeah, we was going to take you in the first round, but we're going to put this word out on you. You got a bad knee. Yes. So now you dropped out a little bit. Right into the Cowboys' second round pick.
That was Damone Clark, was it last year?
Every year it's one or two major guys. Yeah. Every year it's one or two major guys that medical. That is it, man. We have C or whatever, no walk or whatever with a C or less than a C.
No C.
Yeah, and then we got
Shout out
Kyle.
to my guy, Pat Walker.
Yeah, whatever the C. And anyway, I'll mess with him. I gotta mess with him. He expect that from me. But those guys are there, and once again, I will get this in right quick. Like if we're looking at anything but offensive linemen, we're wasting our time.
Okay, so my thought process on is it watered down? What information does it provide? I after my playing days were over, I had the opportunity to work for a company that does combine training.
So you did security for combine training too?
Huh?
You did security for combine training too?
Yeah. I did security too. I did security as well. And so, at these different combine facilities, right? These workout facilities, and they usually have them in all the hot climates, right? Texas, California, Florida, Georgia, kind of where it's always
Arizona.
And I got a chance to train guys as they prepared for the combine, and it is really a pony show, and this is one of the things that I try to over and over and over reiterate to the guys, because some guys will come in and like, oh, I want to do this, and I go, you're not here for that. You're here so that I can dress you up and get you into the best dog and pony show I possibly can for the combine, because the drills, I know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And so now this isn't a place where we're coming to improve your this or enhance your that. It's coming for I need to teach to the test.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's where it kind of gets a little bit watered down. As someone who's kind of been on the backside of it, whether it's the interviews, whether it's the workouts, because I know what they're looking to see.
They spend so much time on those track starts for the 60.
Yeah.
Never use them again.
You never use them again. You never at any point in time are you going to be able to get a free release running and just going straight. Mm-hmm. You're not. You just unless you're the gunner.
Unless you play for Kevin. No, never mind.
You're never going. So that's to me at times where I feel like it's a little bit dog and pony, because I know, like, hey, it has to look like this.
Yeah.
However we can make it look like this, let's make it look like this the best that we possibly can.
The 60 obviously gets the the hype.
The 40.
The 40.
40.
Sorry, yeah. Gets the hype and maybe the bench press. But what's the most important drills in your eyes?
To me, it's a change of directions. It's
Always.
what can you, because that is the one,
Always.
like the broad jump shows you explosion. You can load up and reach out there.
Yeah, glutes, let
You
them
know,
glutes tighten and explode.
But for those guys who are working in those small spaces, I need to see the lateral movement.
Left tackles.
That's going to
cornerbacks.
show me a lot. That's going to show me a lot. So like when you do your 5-10-5, when you do your all your L drills, all those things are going to show me, hey, can this guy bend? Can he move? Can he turn the corner? Can he put his foot in the ground and get back in the opposite direction? Because that's what the game has come to now. It's come to this sideline to sideline, being able to move in a specific manner that guys want to see. And then when it comes to the running route parts, I want to see how he runs a curl route, but all this stuff is on air. Right?
Yeah.
And that's why you'll see a lot of these quarterbacks say, well, I'm going to wait to throw it to my pro day because I get to now draw up my own script, throw the throws that I like to see, and really just work on that type of thing. And then you have the interview process, right? Like, that can be a weird situation.
Yeah, there's been sketchy questions and such.
They ask some crazy stuff behind the scenes. But even still, again, in these these combine training specific places, they bring in guys. They bring in former scouts. They bring in former front office people. They bring in these guys. They literally hire these guys who they bring in to sit you down, especially if you have guys at your spot that have potential first, second round, third round guys. If you're one of those places that continuously have those type of guys, then those facilities will bring in guys like Tannenbaum, right, from the New York Jets at his time there in the front office. Yeah. And they'll say, hey, we're going to give you $5,000. We're going to fly you in, put you up, and then he's going to just bring you in. They're going to interview you, and he's going to kind of grill you how he would grill someone at the combine. So those are the type of things that happen behind the scenes. But
do the players place as much value on it as they used to? Maybe?
It is about guys like me and Jesse. If you're a projected second rounder and higher, and I mean it's consensus across the board, you kind of have a set of some type of arrogance to you. You may come in and say, well, I'll do this and I'll do this, but I ain't going to do this. And they're going to go along with it. And then, but you're going to promise them a date that they can come work.
I'm going to cut you, but your agent has to say so as well. Like, if you're a high-profile dude, if you're represented by Rosenhaus or Lee Steinberg or David, I'm going to mess his last name up, but Deshaun Watson, those type of guys, they're going to say, no.
Yeah, and so
he'll just meet.
Yeah, they'll do what they have to do.
Yeah,
and then, but this is the tricky part. You have to understand as a player where you at and what's the consensus about you. If you're a third-round pick and below, and I give you a perfect example, was that kid now that's a beast for the Seahawks, the big wide receiver.
Oh,
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, you see how he went from maybe a middle second rounder to you know what I'm saying, or maybe a third rounder, how he just jumped. And those are the guys that they are looking for, guys that are workout warriors who've been specific with Jesse for 3 months, and all of a sudden it pays off. Every year we get one or two guys where it pays off. Where believe it or not, Wentz was one of those guys where it paid off. Coming from a smaller school, it paid off, and it catapulted him even higher. So it works. What he's doing, it works, And one thing about Nick Saban that a lot of people don't know is whether you're a first-round pick or not, he tell you whenever you get a chance to shine for these NFL guys, starting with the Senior Bowl on up into this combine and even further, you do the best you can to show them that you are deserving. And maybe that can one guy, maybe a scout or somebody say, hey, you know what? He may not be this, but he's our type guy. So that may move you up a couple of notches.
So I know when you were coming out of college.
It wasn't but seven. It was Bledsoe. It wasn't but 7 teams that used to do this. It started in Detroit. 7 teams used to do it.
It was probably similar.
Yeah.
When you were coming out as it is today, but when you were coming out,
it wasn't but 7 days called Bledsoe. Guys took it serious back then, but it was more for the. I was fortunate somebody saw me at FAM and I was invited to that, but a lot of guys didn't get invited back then, and so you go and you run, you do your thing, but scouting was a little bit more difficult than it is now because you got the worldwide web.
But you weren't like going to training and.
No. You wasn't gonna pay nobody. You did your own thing. I did well at those at the scouting combine, but you were looked at differently, and it wasn't about the small school. It wasn't about race. It was about you from a smaller school. We're not gonna, we're gonna look at you, and if you blow us away, fine. If not, Right. So it was all about competition. Nowadays, if you are a first or second round pick, high second round pick, you have that luxury. Like you say, your agent gives you that luxury. But if you a middle of the pack, second round or on down, stop with that arrogance because it's going to hurt you down the road.
All right, let's go on to our first break of the show. When we come back, I want to talk twofold. One, of course, we know franchise tag deadline is next week. There's really only maybe one or two guys that we've been having this conversation about. And
shouldn't be none, but anyway, go ahead.
And then the Cowboys announced their new coaching staff. There's been a lot of changes. I want to talk more specifically on the offensive side. Are these changes going to be significant, or has these changes set the Cowboys back just a little bit heading into next season with these new faces and new voices for this Cowboys offense? This is Hanging with the Boys. Stay right here with us. We'll be right back.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of fan you are. So whether you're a die-hard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys on this Tuesday off-season edition. That first segment was brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. And the Pro Shop. Rep the Cowboys all year long. Get elite and authentic Dallas Cowboy gear for the off-season. Stop by your nearest store or log on to shop.dallascowboys.com for a fanatic experience and upgrade your Cowboys wardrobe today. This segment is brought to you by Blockchain.com. That's how Jerry gets you right there, boy. He even wants you to get gear for the offseason.
Yep.
Get in-season gear. Oh, and by the way, don't forget your off-season gear. Don't forget that. Start getting that now. Get the little bit of one that we put on sale, and then get the one that we're going to put, ahead of the game. Get on the waiting list.
Always selling.
Talking about gear, this is a random thought.
Swim trunks.
Some swim trunks. Oh, go to Lake Louisville.
That's funny.
I saw that our guy, Big Ben DiNucci, and his Dallas brand.
Oh, did you check out the game?
A little bit of it.
Oh, you mean
no? I mean his hat.
Hats. I thought you were referring to the XFL or whatever.
Like Ben has turned that into $1 million, like a $1 million business.
Yes, it's amazing.
It's
just upside down, right, or backwards, or whatever it is.
It's amazing what this thing can do right here. If you get attached to this thing right here.
You got one of those hats?
You can't get them.
Oh, really?
You literally cannot get them. If you go online right now, they're sold out.
That's crazy.
You cannot get them. You have to know. You have to call Ben DiNucci and get them on the horn because they're sold out. They're always sold out. But you get them. If there's nothing that I've learned in my 12 years here in Dallas, if you attach yourself to this thing right here.
That's true.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, a good chunk of these are sold out.
Yeah.
Dang. Most of them.
Yeah, I mean, they're just sold out. Like, they can't produce enough of them. All right. Shout out to Ben DiNucci and that just crazy. Like, what was he thinking, right? Just, I'm going to go do Dallas upside down. Yeah. And then I'm going to go, hey, Dak, what are you doing? Hey, put this hat on.
Yeah.
Sure. Dak put a little bit of money behind it. He got a little business with him, and now it's taking off. And shout out to them for.
Maybe you need to do Carolina upside down and sell it there.
Then I'll be getting sued by Ben DiNucci and his lawyers are sending that cease and desist. What is it called? Cease and desist letter ASAP. It'll be like, hey.
I don't think he's the first person to do upside down logos, by the way.
No, but he's the most recent one. You know how that thing goes now.
I know.
The lawyers will just do it just because and just try to bleed you throughout the situation. All right. So franchise tag deadline is next week. And when you look at the way the Cowboys did it last year, they only franchised one guy. That was Dalton Schultz.
Yes.
Like $11 million they did it last year. And so now we've come back to the table again this year. And I think really the only guy that has been in this conversation, and we won't beat a dead horse, but it's Tony Pollard, right? That's the conversation. It's what are we going to do with Tony Pollard? He's the only one that I look up and I go, all right, this is a significant enough player that we have to have this conversation. He's coming off the broken leg and the high ankle sprain from the loss against the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs. What do they do? What do they do as the Joneses are kind of making their ways around Indianapolis in the combine? Are they having the conversation with some other coaches? Are they looking at some other guys in the draft? The free agent pool for running backs is enormous.
Yeah.
We can't name them, but when it gets to that point, it is enormous. There are a lot of guys who you can feel like, hey, we can go get this guy who's been in the league for a couple years and plug and play him. But that leads into the second part of this question. One, is he worth the franchise tag? And two, when you start talking about all the coaches that have been named new on this staff, how are these two things going to work hand in hand? Do you want guys who understand a little bit of your offense still to be here, or do you want guys to get a fresh start? So for Tony Pollard, like where are we consensus at with Tony Pollard on giving him the franchise tag? Nate.
Work out a deal. That's it. You only work out a deal. If you don't work out a deal, don't tag him.
So what's a good deal, right? If you're saying, what is it, 10.1 or 10.1 million for his franchise tag for running backs? So would you say, okay,
I would give him
3-year deal, $15 million.
Yes, sir. $3 million, yeah, that's about right. Maybe a little bit more. 3-year, maybe 17, 18.
3-year, $15 million.
17, 18 at the most. Yes, sir.
$6 million a year or so. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, around that.
Yeah, and
give him
$8,
$9 million maybe signing bonus.
Yeah.
Then let it ride. I mean, I just.
So you're saying give him a relatively short-term deal.
Yes.
But don't franchise him.
Don't franchise him. Do not do that. Do not do that. Didn't his leg get broken
Yeah, tore ligaments.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I kind of wonder about that too. I mean, the Spot Track, who kind of tracks these contracts and everything, they're projecting his market value is around $9 million
per.
Yeah.
Okay.
$9 million per. The franchise tag is, I think, just over 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you look, it seemed like his last few games, really after Steele went out, his production dropped a little, not a lot, but he didn't have any other. I think he had one 90-yard game. Nothing over 100 the last half of the season. And that injury would really, you better be real certain that he's ready to go, I think.
Because some will say, when you look at other teams like the Chiefs, for example, and how they handled their running back position, where it's just like, hey, we're gonna get a bunch of guys that collectively it was $1.5, $2 million collectively of all that they had on their football team, and some might say this has kind of been the Achilles heel for the Cowboys on like. The Cowboys have kind of been historically, they've gambled and lost the gambling when it comes to players, projection, and contracts. It's like, hey, you could have paid Tony Pollard 2 years ago and got him for 3 years, $10 million.
Yeah.
But you waited and you gambled and then you go, oh, now he has a 1,000-yard season.
Yeah.
Now, yesterday's price is not today's price anymore.
It is. Just got to do it.
You hold the line.
Yeah. Fellas, I mean, come on now.
Yeah,
come on. I mean, if Tony Pollard walking here right now, probably nobody will beat him, giving him a big hug and telling him thank you than me. But if you can't separate the business, that's why a lot of dudes walk around here broke. But I loved her, but she wasn't no good. Okay, so
that guac 3000 will do something to your emotions.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Kurt, let me tell you, brother, that guac 3000.
Yeah.
That guac 3000 would have you reconsider. Kurt, that thing will have you. How you thinking you in love?
Number 14 for the Philadelphia Eagles was the man. Sanders was the man all year long. Boston was to come out off the bench. Yeah. But who turned it out? Number 14. And the other guy for Kansas City, I didn't know his name before. I kind of don't know it now. But how did he show up? And I'm not saying that Tony Pollard is not explosive. I'm not saying that he did not do a hell of a job. I am saying he got injured. And it's more serious than everybody want to believe. And then I don't want to be sitting here, hey man, wow, we tagged him in. Well, come on, man, don't do that.
That's the question: does he still have the explosiveness? Which we just went through this with Gallup.
Yeah, but it's.
But
I get the ligaments. I get it. But we're talking about a broken bone.
Well, I think he had damaged ligaments in there too. I think.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
You better make sure he's ready.
Because
we're talking about medical at the combine. You better make sure this medical is right.
That's what I'm saying. And then we get 8 games into the season or 9 games into the season, and we saying, wow. I just remember last year Dalton, and he was not injured. And I'm like, fellas, let's don't do that. But Dak, we got to look out for Dak. And
got to be Dak friendly.
Yeah, okay.
Offense has to be Dak friendly.
Yeah.
You got to keep continuity. You got to keep weapons around him.
It didn't show up. All right, so I'm gonna drag this over to the last segment of the show because I want to get into this. The Cowboys make some major shifts and changes across the coaching landscape. I want to get into that a little bit, and I want to ask a question. I want to answer a question that Troy Aikman was asked about: is it harder to find an offensive coordinator than it is a head coach?
So I want to talk about the coaching changes for the Cowboys. I want to ask the question. I want to answer the question that was asked to Troy Aikman, your boy. Is it harder to find an offensive coordinator or a head coach? Coming right back with this is Hanging with the Boys. We'll be right back.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they make just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
Hey, Cowboys fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience AT&T Stadium's exclusive VIP Owners Club. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys on this beautiful Tuesday here at the SWBC studio at the Star. The Joneses, Jerry and Steven, are out at the Combine. I think, well, Steven's there. I haven't seen or heard from Jerry yet, but Steven's
sure he will be
for sure. I'm sure Jerry will be there if he's not there already. The bus is already there, so he's somewhere around there. Where do they go? St. Elmo's? Is it St. Elmo's, Chris? The restaurant in Indianapolis?
That's correct.
Yeah. With the what is that? The horseradish that they like and the expensive bottles of wine.
I guess I've
drink
never been, so I can't really say.
Not in that circle.
Let's spend some of that money, Chris.
Waiting on my invite.
I've never been.
Spend some of that money, Chris. Spend some of that money, baby. Make it a priority. Get out there and get to St. Elmo's, Chris. I know you got all that money tucked away back there. Can't take it with you, Chris. You know that, right? Well, there is a quote from Dallas Morning News beat writer Calvin Hill. He spoke with Vice President Stephen Jones, subscribed to the philosophy of running backs not being worth the value at the top half of the draft. And Stephen just said that they're not 10-year players, but has no problem taking one at 26 if the right guy's there and you have a need. So he said running backs no longer are like Emmitt Smith, where they're plug and play for 10 straight years. It's more of a 3 or 4 year, and hence where we come to the point of a guy like Tony Pollard, who.
Here's a note that our man G from Jersey sent us, and I'll have to trust his research. I haven't done it, but he says that McCarthy in Green Bay never had a running back past his rookie deal. So I wonder if that would change the philosophy around here.
We shall see. But one thing that did change around here and may also change the philosophy of how things are going offensively is that Mike McCarthy and the Dallas Cowboys made some significant changes on the offensive end. Mainly noted being the change of the offensive coordinator. Kellen Moore is gone. He is in L.A. right now with the Chargers. Just off the top of my head, former running back coach Skip Pete is no longer here. Yeah. And there's been some significant changes. Kurt, you have the list up. Give me the new list. We won't go through all defense, but give me the new list of offensive guys that McCarthy has brought in to help usher in this 2023 offense for the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, the other big changes were Mike Solari's now your offensive line coach.
Mm-hmm.
That's a plus.
Yeah, Scott Tolzien is the new quarterbacks guy. He was on staff last year as an assistant, and I think Nussmeier followed Kellen Moore out there. So
Okay.
he's the new quarterbacks coach. A lot of the other guys, Jeff Blasco's the new running backs coach. He was like assistant tight ends coach or something last year. Who else kind of stands out? Chase Hazlitt, assistant tight ends now. He was on the staff, but as an assistant.
By the way, Blasco was assistant offensive line coach last year.
Offensive line. Okay, I couldn't remember for sure. There's some. Most of the other guy, Ryan Feder, I think is new. Raymond Chiang, he's new. They're just kind of, quality control types.
The only guy that count is the offensive line coach.
Yeah.
That's the only. The rest of them is just guys.
Among the big ones, it's Schottenheimer's new, Solari the offensive line, Tolzien the quarterbacks. Those are the three that I think really need.
Okay, and we'll start there because that's a conversation. Offensive line, offensive coordinator, and quarterbacks coach.
Yeah.
You said something about Troy and a statement he
made.
made.
And running backs coach, that's a huge one.
And
too,
running
I
back
think.
coach.
Yeah.
Well, if we'll have running backs here next year, we don't know. Zeke will be here. Tony Pollard, we don't even know who we're gonna have here. No, and we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to Troy's question. And Troy's question, for those who didn't hear me in the second segment, Troy's question was, is it harder to find the question was asked to Troy, what is harder to find? And Troy said it is harder to find an offensive coordinator than it is a head coach in this league. And I think that's an interesting take. Because twofold, right? You either have an offensive-minded head coach or defensive-minded head coach. Or you can just be like the Giants a couple years ago and say, hey, we're going to hire Joe Judge, who's a special teams performance. You know what I'm saying? You can just have one of those type of deals and see how that works out for you. But you're either offensive-minded or defensive-minded. And if you're defensive-minded, then I think it behooves you to kind of have an offensive guy in there as your offensive coordinator because it helps out on planning and scheming and calling the plays on game day. But if you're an offensive guy, that's when it comes into the mix because more of these offensive guys are taking on that role of pseudo play caller as well. But what do you think, Nate? You had an opportunity to play for the great Norv Turner.
I think
in your days.
I think this. I know this. I honor this with everything I got. If you got an offensive coordinator / quarterback coach, it don't matter who the head coach is as long as he lets you do your job. Because you're going to always look at the game from a whole and how it helps the offense, the defense, in all situations. That is Norv Turner supreme. He not only thought about what it was for his quarterback, how the protections are going to be for the offensive line, because it all comes back to the quarterback, and protecting him and making sure he's right. The offensive coordinator is harder to get because he has to marry up with your quarterback, because if those two guys are grinding, it ain't gonna never work. It ain't gonna never work. So that I agree with that 100%. I've seen that.
Kurt, my question to you, in that parallel of it's harder to find an offensive coordinator as a head coach, where do you stand on gray-haired wisdom type offensive coordinators or the new young bucks, the whiz kids, your new innovative type coaches?
Yeah.
Are you kind of on the fence on either one of those? Do you proceed to say, you know what, give me the gray wolf, give me the guy, give me the grizzled vet who's been around the block for a while, or hey, give me the new guy, the analytical guy, the guy who's going to just say things, do things, going for it on fourth down because the numbers say so, going for it here because the numbers say so, and more of that type of coach than the old dog who's saying, hey, listen, I've been in the trenches, let's go this way.
Yeah, I guess I would lean towards maybe the newer wave, but experience means a lot, and so it's knowing what happens in those trenches, and so I guess I don't care either way if it's young or old, just as long as you can do the job, And I think that's kind of what, to Nate's point, calling the overall game. I think some of the criticism that maybe Kellen got was he was a good play caller, but he wasn't necessarily a good game manager. Like I think Emmett had said that, he did it. He didn't like the way he set this play up or didn't set this play up to set this up later, that kind of thing. He wasn't working a whole game.
Hold on. Let me add this one little point, and I'm going to get right back to you. So when you look at the Cowboys, would you consider – because Kellen was supposed to be the boy wonder.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jason had more of that old school type of mentality towards him. And, they both had intermittent successes, right? They'd have 14, 13 win season, and they've had, they'll have some good runs and project good numbers, but none of them, either one of their styles never really worked in the postseason.
Didn't get them all done.
So I don't know. Nate, what you got?
You have to have both.
Ooh.
You can't deal with one and not the other.
Meaning what? You have to have both what?
Young and old. You ask the question. You say which one, the wizard, the wise old guy, the young. You got to have both. You got to be smart enough as a head coach. Andy Reid showed you that. Sirianni, they showed you that. You have this game is speeded up. This game is more athletic, faster. You have to have both. You have to be able to defend the whole field. You have to be able to cover the whole field. You have to be able to attack the whole field. You have to have both. They just line it up in the eye. That don't work no more. Just spreading it all. People can lock on to you. You have to have both.
Yeah.
But more importantly, you have to have a quarterback. Mm-hmm. And that's the bottom line. If you got Andy Reid and say the guy that just went to the Commanders is Eric Bieniemy, who just threw in plays. Say, Coach, check this out. I saw this right here. You don't know where that play came from, but you got to have a coach that's willing to listen and say, you know what? Yeah. If you can put it in there and if we can get this off of this and this off of that, the old veteran talking, we can make this happen. Or we can change the whole game plan. We won the same team in the first half, but this is what you're going to see in the second half. So you need both.
Yeah, maybe we'll have that with McCarthy because he is that veteran, and he talked about learning analytics that year he was off.
Yeah, well, we don't believe that.
No, believe that.
Stop, Jess.
That's my guy.
You do it like me. That's
my guy. But he was the same one that said he watched all the games, and kind of found out he didn't watch all the games.
Maybe no.
You cannot ride. You cannot. Today's NFL. And this is what we should know. Watching the game, where your values at, what is happening. Do you have the players that's smart enough to adjust so we can, as I'm a coordinator, do I have the players smart enough to make that? You saw what? My hat's off to what you just said. Andy Reid just showed us. The coach for the Philadelphia Eagles showed us the whole year. I can put up game plans or I can change game plans due to the fact that I have the talent and the quarterbacks to do this.
Okay, so you talk about having the quarterback.
Yeah.
Who is it more incumbent upon to squeeze the juice out of the talent of the quarterback, right? Because, again, let's take Patrick Mahomes and let's put him over here.
Yeah.
Right? Let's not.
I'm with you there. Let's not cloud our minds.
Let's not.
Let's not cloud. I'm with you.
Let's just take him and put him on the shelf over here.
Yeah, him and the kid at Cincinnati.
Right? Let's put them over there.
Yeah, right.
But who's more responsible of taking the quarterback and whatever that talent is? If his talent is not Patrick Mahomes. That's different.
Keep saying
because that's
put
different.
Him over there.
Yeah, put him over there.
Put him over there.
Because people will think about if I had Patrick. Yeah,
no.
You can't. Yes. Yeah. Who is more responsible? Is it the head coach or the offensive coordinator of getting the most out of that player to successfully get the team where it needs to be offensively?
First of all, you would want your quarterback coach to be your offensive coordinator. You would want that. It don't always happen. You will want your offensive coordinator to be, because I can all day long set up plays, but if you're the quarterback coach talking to him,
then that might pose another question that we don't have time for today. Do we have too many damn assistants on this football team?
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you.
That's a question for put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Do we
write that down?
Put a pin in that.
We need to start.
Too many coaches on this football team?
11 offensive coaches, I think.
Do we have?
Let's. You know
we'll
what?
put a pin in that. We don't have much time. We're gonna put a pin in that. We're gonna put a pin in that for next time. But again, it's just
yes, and yes. we have too many.
No, I'm talking about getting the most out of the quarterback. Who's more responsible to get the most juice? Like, we're looking at Geno Smith. Geno Smith came into this league, became a journeyman, and then got with Pete Carroll. And like, I feel like Pete
can talk to people, though.
He squeezed every bit of whatever Geno Smith had talent-wise. He got every bit of that Geno Smith juice out of him to have to Geno Smith to have his best 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions this year. The best he's had in his career.
Norv Turner walked in and told us, he said, fellas, my job is to find out the strengths and weaknesses of this team. And he mostly was talking to Troy. And to get the best out of you. Huh?
Was he the quarterback's coach too?
I don't know. Yeah, I think he was. I think he was. I remember nobody else because when Troy had a problem, he went to Norv.
Yeah.
So when you have all of these coaches, it don't work. But Norv told us, my job is to get the best out of y'all, to see what y'all strengths and your weaknesses and play more to your strengths, even though, you may be a 9-route guy. Every now and then we're going to ask you to run a skinny post, and we ask you to work on your weaknesses.
Yeah.
But and he looked at Troy. He was kind of looking at Troy when he was saying this. And if you are not gearing that thing like that right there, and then your quarterback has to be over-receptive, especially when you're coming out of the gate with a new guy. You have to be over-receptive of trying to see and understand what he wants, because his only job, his only lifeline is to make you better. And when you and y'all hear me say this all the time, and maybe our quarterback ain't big on that, but every time a series you see a quarterback walk to the sideline, all those guys that we'll put over here in this different category, when they walk to the sideline, 9 times out of 10, that offensive coordinator is walking over there with a pad, saying, hey, what did you see? Why did this happen? Whether it was great success, no success, that is what we have to find for Dak. We have to find a guy that says, no, because it ain't about a friendship. My job is to make you great and to help you be great. And if that is the case, you will build a friendship. Like I was telling, I used my financial guy that I was talking to yesterday. He dropped the ball. And the first thing when we got through, me and him, I said, now we through with all the pancakes and nice stuff and who can cook and who can't cook. We through with all that, because next time I walk in there and this thing ain't right, I'm going to be saying, hey, you know what? I need another guy. That's how it works, bro. That's how you think Jesse went from security guard at a AT&T to now a millionaire? Come on, man. Jesse ain't trying to play. Come on.
And that is our show.
Yeah.
Good to have you guys.
Can I put something in perspective real quick?
Did it have to do anything about my money? If so, then I'm into this show.
Go ahead on.
You're more than welcome to.
So Nate brought up the 92 Cowboys coaching staff. There was 11 coaches on that staff.
Yeah, it was
11 total.
It was like that's all. Like,
offense, defense.
There was one head.
there
was one head chief, and there was 2 sub chiefs, and the rest of them was warriors.
So you said there's 11 coaches on the staff. Period.
Like, I could name all 11 real quick for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jimmy, head coach. Norv Turner, Joe Brodsky, Hubert Alexander, Robert Ford was the tight ends coach. Tony Wise was
offensive line coach.
That was all offense.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
Defense was Wanstead, Butch Davis, and Dave Campo.
Right.
That's
3
it.
coaches.
So they had 11 total, and the Cowboys got 11 offensively now.
And our special teams coach was Joe Avazano.
Yeah.
My boy.
And then Steve Hoffman was the kicking
coach. A kicking extraordinary coach.
That's a great perspective.
Yeah.
Back in I don't know if there's that's what I'm looking at.
We had a bunch of quality control guys that we never saw because they were scouts. The majority of them were scouts.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
Great
have
job, Chris.
The official staff. Now, I looked at last year's staff. We had 26 on the staff last year.
Running around with their own agendas, bro.
And that's not on the strength. I took out strength and conditioning.
Wow. That's running around with their own agenda.
That's great perspective. lot.
I just want to say once again, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Champion.
Man, wow.
You going to get that ring?
You beat Mr. Jones to his, man. You gonna give them a game plan on how to do it?
I can.
Are you gonna get rings?
Yes,
Jesse. Okay.
Yes.
Do we get rings?
No, you
The
don't.
platinum play rings? Can we get play rings?
No. Why
Jerry
would you-
give out play rings if he win a Super Bowl.
When? It's been a long time.
No, I'm like, well, you can give us a play ring.
I'm not giving you a play ring. You own 3 Super Bowl rings. I'm not giving you a play ring. Like that's not even.
Jesse's gonna get a pendant.
You know what? I was gonna get like a little necklace.
That would be sweet.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
man.
get like the ladies get, like just another, like you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Jerry gave out them too. We had to pay for them though. I got my mom and dad one.
All right, man.
Give us a play ring.
That is our show.
Can we get a play ring?
No, get the play ring, man. All right, Kurt, it's good to see you, brother. Welcome back from Lake
Welcome
Louisville.
back. Boy, you look relieved. You look like you drained and happy. And
You don't know. You have no idea.
That guac.
yeah, was the Florida journey took him.
All right, that's Kurt. That's Nate. Chris in the back. Thank you to Audio Jazz. Thank you to Bro William, Bro Willie, Brother
Yes.
M, Will. We
Yes.
appreciate, and most importantly, we appreciate you, the fans, for continuing to make us the #1 rated show via YouTube across the Dallas Cowboys network. I am Jesse Holly. This is Hanging with the Boys. We feel you. We'll see you guys next week. We out.
What we talking
This
about?
has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!